Welcome back to a brand new video, guys. My name's Tim, the Toy Time King, and welcome back to another video. So today we are just going to be talking about the new Ubers viability rankings that have just come out for Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Came out on Saturday, and I thought, let me start, just talking about with you guys, just to have a discussion type video of like whether I agree or disagree with where certain Pokemon are placed and whatnot. So I'm just gonna start off the list. On the other pages, I have two other tabs open, just like the analytical. Sorry, I'm forgetting things today. Analytical Pokedex and damage calculations. So basically, we're just going to start off with S plus, which is obviously Primal Groudon. Now that is uncontested with any other Pokemon in the tier. Like Primal Groudon is the best Pokemon in the Ubers tier as of now, and has been since Oras days. It's just very versatile, very strong. It just does a lot of damage. Like there's so many sets you can run with Primal Groudon: offensive stealth rocks, defensive stealth rocks, dual dance, just rock polish, just SD. It's just very versatile, and its ability helps out as well. Desolate Land, when you mix it, that only has one weakness, which is ground, and water attacks are nullified. So because it's fire ground, it only have one weakness, and its all times weakness has disappeared generally because of its ability. So having only one weakness with the type of defensive stats that it has, it just makes it very hard to take out Groudon in most instances, and it'll always get something done in the game. And it doesn't have much counters anyway, so yeah. S, we have Dustmane Necrozma, a new addition to Ubers after Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon came out, and Yveltal. Surprised that Xerneas wasn't in S anymore, but because of Dust Main with its Steel Psychic typing, it can check Xerneas because Xerneas is a Fairy type and Steel is super effective against Fairy. Its special defensive set is the one that is most commonly used. Like its special defensive set just utterly stops Xerneas in its tracks, and it can two hit KO Xerneas. All Xerneas is with Sunsteel Strike, so that's why Xerneas is kind of dropped to A plus. Yveltal is kind of to probably check this thing now because Yveltal just does a lot of damage as well. Dark Pulse, Specs, Scarfed. This thing is probably either gonna get 2-hit KO'd solidly, and it doesn't really have an answer. Dustmane doesn't really have an answer to Yveltal. Probably Sunsteel Strike, but to be honest, that won't be doing much damage because you're not really invested in attack. Probably close to 2-hit KO or just a 3-hit KO. Moving on to A rank, A plus, we have Xerneas, Marshadow, Mega Gengar, Salamence, and Zygarde C. Well, obviously, Xerneas is on the top of this list just because Geomancy, the best setup move in the game, just allows it to get a 3+2 in special attack, special defense, and speed, and you basically cannot stop it. The only checks to Xerneas are probably Dustmane, Necrozma, and Primal Groudon, as Fairy is resisted by both of these Pokemon, and Xerneas has no answer to them, literally, and probably gets killed by them. Marshadow is just overall a really strong Pokemon, fast and has high attack, 125 in attack and speed, with one of the best moves, signature moves in the game, which is Spectral Thief, which allows it to steal stat boosts. This is very important because, trust me, if you have an SD Groudon and it's setting up, you just bring out Marshadow, go for the Spectral Thief, and you steal the SD boost. Like the thing is about Spectral Thief, you steal the boosts before you attack. So let's say the Groudon has 4 attack, you go for Spectral Thief, you steal the 4 attack, and then you attack with a +4 Spectral Thief, and it's just broken. Technician as well. Technician allows Shadow Sneak to become 60 base power, which is really strong. It has a really strong Shadow Sneak. Mega Gengar, as we know, has Shadow Tag, which is a very good ability that traps in all mons apart from Ghost Pokemon. Very strong special attack as well. 130 base speed just allows out to outspeed a lot of the meta game. Takes down Pokemon like Xerneas, Arceus Ghost variants, and many other Pokemon as well. Mega Salamence has always been a top tier threat as well. Even though the area late nerfs have kind of let it down a bit, but it's still like strong up in Ubers and A plus. Like the area late nerfs did not stop Salamence. It's still doing lots of damage. Zygarde C, very situational Pokemon, but when you get it up, it's very useful. Like sure, 100 attack isn't the best. Like it's not the best, but with access to its HP stat and just its defense stats in general, it's just a very good mon to have on your team. A rank, we have Arceus Ground, Primal Kyuga, Gothitelle, and Ho-Oh. When I first saw Gothitelle, I was just shocked. But anyways, we're just gonna speak about ground CS first. Like ground Arceus is the best Arceus to counter Primal Groudon, and is the best Arceus right now, as you can see. A +2 Tectonic Rage from an ground Arceus one shots Primal Groudon, all variants of Primal Groudon. +2 Tectonic Rage also one shots Primal Kyuga as well. And because it's Arceus 120 stats, 120 base stats in all of its stats, it has a really good speed tier. And even though 120 attack isn't the best Uber standards wise, like a +2 Tectonic Rage is going to do lots of damage to anyone, to be honest, unless you are immune to it, like flying types. But yeah, you're still doing damage to a lot of Pokemon as well. Primal Kyuga obviously is not as good compared to Primal Groudon, but Primordial C, good ability as well to nullify fire moves, and is a very good special attacker. It has decent speed tier as well, 90 as well, and 170 special attack. This thing dents a lot of things, just does a lot of damage. Gothitelle. Now the only reason why Gothitelle's up here is because of Shadow Tag. Haven't seen a lot of Gothitelles when I've played Ubers, but that's what I can tell you about a Shadow Tag broken ability. That's why this thing is in A. It's not Ubers by usage, but it has its place here because of its ability. Ho-Oh. Now, Ho-Oh is a really good physical attacker as well. Sacred Fire, 50% chance to burn. You either burn or you don't, which is really pivotal against mons that are physical attackers, because that burn will just half their damage as well. Even though Stealth Rocks is the worst thing to happen for Ho-Oh, like since Gen 4, lots of Ho-Oh players know how to remove hazards. So, as long as there's no hazards up, Ho-Oh can do its job effectively. And it has decent special defense with 154. Not even decent, very good special defense with 154. So, on that side, especially defensive as well, even without investment. A minus, we have Rayquaza, Megaina, Ultra Necrozma, Arceus Water, Giratina O, Arceus Fairy, Ferrothorn, and Toxapex. Now, Megaina is OU by usage, but it does find its place in Ubers because of its fairy typing and its steel typing as well. Shift Gear Megaina is a set as well that you can use Assault Vest, max special defense. It's just a really good mon that takes a lot of damage and deals a lot of damage back. Rayquaza, now Rayquaza is still a good mon even to this day. Like it's either Rayquaza or Mega Salamence there. Obviously, Mega Salamence is slightly higher due to its better speed tier, but like Rayquaza still finds its place with its Dragon Dancing set with 95 base speed, 150 attack and special attack. So once a Dragon Dance is up, like you can't really stop this thing at all unless you have a Xerneas. But even though Xerneas is here, it still has coverage to beat Xerneas. Ultra Necrozma. Now this thing is almost Mega Rayquaza in the making. Like it's a really solid mon with 167 in both of its offensives. Like, of course, you need the two Necrozma forms to turn into Ultra Necrozma, but with access to Photon Geyser, it can run any physical special and still be doing a lot of damage with its signature move, which is really, really strong. 100 base power with 100% accuracy. Now, the only thing I would say lets down Ultra Necrozma is its speed tier. Like 129 speed, it lets it down a lot. I'm not gonna lie there. Like you're losing 1v1s against Mega Gengar, which can probably one shot you with Shadow Ball. Haven't done the calcs, but it probably does. Not gonna lie. But if you somehow do survive, you can take it out. But that speed tier is really like necessary to actually get something. It would be probably A plus or A if it had 130 speed, but 129 still solid. But you're still losing matchups against Mega Gengar. Arceus Water, just a very good support mon. One of the better RCS forms for supporting defog, calm mindsets, and just being an overall tank because water is a good defensive typing with resistance itself, ice, steel, and yeah, very good. Giratina O, I thought Giratina was falling off when Ultra Sun and Moon or Gen 7 was coming around, but it has managed to keep itself up in Ubers. Like is a very strong ghost type, and ghost types are very useful in this tier full of other ghosts and psychic types as well. So it keeps itself here. Arceus Fairy as well. Fairy again, very good typing in general, and with Arceus it just makes it better. Ferrothorn, and Toxapex OU by usage, but very tanky mons that just get the job done. Ferrothorn sets up spikes, and Toxapex is just really annoying. That's all I can say about Toxapex. Very, very annoying. Now moving on to B rank. Now B rank mons are still good, but not as good as A mons. So we move on to B plus, which there's a lot of Pokemon in B plus here. Deoxys A, Arceus Dark, Celesteela, Mega Scizor, Lugia, Lunala, Mega Sableye, Arceus Normal, Naganadel, and Arceus Flying. Start off with Deoxys Attack. Now, before, I have a very bad opinion on Deoxys as a whole. It's just a bad Pokemon, I think, in general. But Deoxys Attack has surprised me being in B plus with really good speed and really good attack. Just uh, does a lot of damage as well. It might be the most frail mon in the tier, most likely, but it does a lot of damage. Defeats Mega Gengar as well, and defeats Marshadow, top tier threats. So, that's a plus, isn't it? Arceus Dark, again, with a tier full of Ghost and Psychic types, Arceus Dark does find his niche here, being one of the better Arceus forms with the calm mindset. Just does a lot of damage with Judgment. Celesteela, tanky with Ultra Beast, OU by usage, but does find its place in Ubers because of its Steel Flying typing. Like Steel is a very good typing in general, like checks Xerneas as well. So this one is very good. Mega Sizzle, again, one weakness, does get beat by Primal Groudon, but can beat Xerneas forms and Arceus Fairy as well. So finds his niche here. Lugia, always been that tanky one that, gets its job done by tanking. Multi-scale just allows it to be very, very tanky. This thing never dies after one hit. Lunala, very similar to Lugia, has an ability that reduces the damage it takes at full HP, Shadow Shield, and Multi-Scale. Scarf Lunala is the main set. 97 base speed with a Scarf just makes it a bit better. And it does have better HP stat than Dawn Wings Necrozma, and it is better than Dawn Wings Necrozma. But it's still in B plus, which is pretty solid. Sableye, all I can say about this one is stall. Good typing, stall, defensive. That's all I can say. Extreme Speed Killer Arceus, the normal Arceus, the original Arceus. It's kind of dropped off in usage just because of the ghost types in the tier, which obviously are immune to its extreme speed. But as well, at the same time, it does resist the ghost types in the tier and it can get something done. Naganadel. Now, I made a video about Naganadel quite a while ago, probably 2-3 weeks ago. Has been quick banned from OU. Then, by the time I made that video, it was banned from OU. And it has managed to keep up in Ubers, with access to Draconium Z and Nasty Plot. You guys already know the set. To be honest, it just does a lot of damage, and it's not bad in Ubers. It's not bad. Arceus Flying. Now, I didn't expect Arceus Flying to be on this list. I honestly don't know much about Arceus Flying, to be honest, but it must do something in this tier. Must do something in this tier. Probably beating Marshadow, I guess, because flying is super effective against fighting. Now we're moving on to B, guys. And we have Blissey, Deoxys Speed, Mega Lucario, Excadrill, Tyranitar, Mega Mewtwo Y, Giratina, Normal Form, and Mega Gyarados. Now Blissey is tanky. That's all I can say, really. It's very tanky, but it's probably in B tier because Marshadow just destroys this thing, and Primal Groudon as well. Deoxys Speed, very good setup one to get up the spikes or dual screens. Very fast speed tear as well, so it always gets something done. Always get something done. Mega Lucario just does a lot of damage as well. Check Xerneas, very good. Excadrill, if you're running sand teams, let's just link Excadrill and Tyranitar here. Sand Rush would be very good on Excadrill. Just gets a +2 to outspeed everything in the tier, and it just gets a lot done. Tyranitar, tanky mon, especially defensive side. AV is a very good set as well. Then Mewtwo Y, highest special attack in the game. Obviously, it still does something here because of the ghost types. Especially Mega Gengar and Marshadow just beats them quite easily. But it does have its setbacks as well. And Giratina, outclassed by its origin form. This is a tankier variant. But to be honest, we don't need a tankier variant. We just need an offensive one because there's probably better. It's probably outclassed defensively by other mons that could better check the goose types in the tier like Arceus Dark and others as well. B minus Chansey. I don't know why Chansey is lower than Blissey, but because Chansey can be tankier than Blissey, but yeah, it's a tank as well. Not much to say about that. Arceus Dragon, like this is the Dragon Arceus form, obviously. It it gets beat by Arceus Fairy and Xerneas, but it can check what do you call it, Zygarde C, which is very good. Cloyster, definitely not Ubers by usage, but one of the best spike setters in the tier. Very good defensive stat as well, so it will never die, to be honest. Skarmory does a similar job, setting up spikes, being a tanky mon, but outclassed by Celesteela this gen, unfortunately. Skarmory has fallen down from grace, unfortunately, in Gen 7. Mega Diancie, to be honest, it's still good, but as a fairy attacker, it just gets outclassed by Xerneas, and having a 4 times weakness to steel doesn't help it if Dustmane Necrozma is now getting a decent amount of usage, and Primal Groudon with its ground moves. Mega Tyranitar, outclassed by its regular form at this point, just doesn't do anything. 4 times weakness to fighting just makes it destroy my Bar Shadow. Tapu Lele, other psychics in the tier, just gets outclassed, but very good in OU. Smeargle always does something. Smeargle, like with access to sketch, you can learn every move in the game. Don't know what set Smeargle's running this gen, because obviously you can't really run Dark Void anymore, because only Darkrai can use it. But yeah, it still does something. And Arceus Ghost gets beat by Dark, but still has a solid niche in checking what's that one, Lunala and others as well. Now we're reaching C rank, where obviously these ones have some flaws that stop them from being, pretty decent in Uber's metagame. Now the first one we have here is Dawnwings Necrozma. And as I said, this is the worst one of the Necrozma forms, just because it doesn't really gain too much. It gets a lower speed than Lunada, but does get slightly tanky on the special defensive side. But having less HP and slightly less physical defense and less speed just allows it to get killed easier. Regardless of having Prism armor, if you get hit by a ghost move, you're still going down no matter what, which it really lets it down. His main set is running Trick Room, but like there's just better mons to use in the tier, unfortunately. Dawnwings Necrozma is not getting any love. Shuckle, it's just Shuckle, to be honest. It's just Shuckle. Like Mega Gyarados can beat this thing because of Mold Breaker, even though it has sturdy. Like if you bring this thing out, it's probably gonna get killed quite fast. Arceus Grass in a tier with Mega Groudon, who's either running Lava Plume or Fire Punch. Arceus Grass doesn't have the best time. Dialga is kind of fallen down from grace as well, outclassed by the other dragons in the tier, but still finds a niche in setting up rocks and just not dying too much and dealing a bit of damage back. Mega Blaziken, outclassed by Marshadow at this point. Got nothing else to say. Landorus T, great in OU, not so great in Ubers. Again, it's just a matter of being outclassed by other ground types that are Ground Arceus and Zygarde C. Ditto, Ditto, I don't know Ditto's history in Ubers, but Imposter helps it out. I don't know its position in Gen 6, but it's probably falling down from grace as well. Now dug through Arena Trap with Shadow Tag. Shadow Tag is slightly better than Arena Trap just because Arena Trap does not trap flying type Pokemon, which are slightly more common than the odd ghost in some occasions. Boswell does find a niche in sub focus punch, but its special defense is so trash, it will get one shot by any strong special attacker. Klefki, Klefki still finds a niche in Uber, Prankster, dual screens, but due to Prankster nerfs, dark types can just rain hell on this thing and it can't really get anything done. Mewtwo, outclassed by Mewtwo Y, Mega Mewtwo Y. Shaman Sky, with Arceus Fly, Mega Salamence, and just other mons in the tier, like this can't really find much to do anymore. Now moving on to C, we got Arceus Poison, Mega Mewtwo X, Kyogre, Kyurem White, Palkia, Alolan Muck, and Landorus. Now Arceus Poison, still a decently good support Arceus form, but again, with a tier in the tier with Primal Groudon and Arceus Ground and other psychic types as well, doesn't really get to do much anymore. Mega Mewtwo X, again, we have mons that can check this thing quite easily, like Dustmane Necrozma, Ultra Necrozma even, and they just can't do anything. Kyogre, utterly outclassed by Primal Kyogre. Like, obviously you can still use sets like Specs or Scarf, but they're just totally unviable in Gen 7. Like, Kyogre had its time in Gen 5 and Gen 4 with the Scarf and Spec sets, but not in Gen 7. definitely not in Gen 7. Kieran White, obviously, he's falling down from grace a bit because a lot of fighting types, a lot of dragons just to beat this thing, and it doesn't get anything done. Palkia, like I honestly forgot Palkia was even in this tier because no one really uses it anymore. Like at the beginning of Sun and Moon meta, when Sun and Moon came out, we saw a Z heal block set which boosted special attack by 3, but that was the only niche that Palkia had in Gen 7 that is just falling down a lot. Alolan Muck, obviously that weakness to ground doesn't help it at all, but it still does it's a solid job in just tanking special attacks and stopping the psychic types in the tier. Landorus I'm surprised this thing isn't in D tier at this point. Like, sure, is a stronger Needle King in a sense, but 101 base speed isn't the best speed tier in Ubers, and they can just get one shot by a lot of Pokemon in the tier. Now we move on to C minus before moving on to D rank. We've got Arceus Rock, Aegislash, Mega Metagross, Mega Latias, Zekrom, Darkrai, Arceus Electric, and Arceus Steel. Now, Arceus Rock, obviously, Rock is not the best defensive typing in the world, 5 weaknesses, but it still does a solid job of setting up rocks and being a decent support form, but outclassed by Arceus Ground and Arceus Water, which clearly beat it because of their typings. Aegislash, now obviously, there are just some ones in Ubers that I believe shouldn't be in Ubers, but if they were sent to OU, they would just destroy OU from the inside out. Aegislash is one of those mons where it can't find anything to do in Ubers because of the prevalent Ghost and Primal Groudon and ground types, like Arceus Ground. Just doesn't really find anything. Oh, sorry guys, I need my charger. God damn. God damn, I want to keep this video flowing. Anyways, Mega Metagross, again, another mon that would be too strong for OU if it was sent down here, but does not function well in Ubers whatsoever. Again, that ground weakness really does not help it out at all. And even though it could be a solid check to Xerneas, that ground weakness is just too, like, you can't afford to have a ground weakness on your team. Mega Latias, other dragons in the tier, just outclassed. Zekrom as well, outclassed by other dragons as well. Zekrom does have the best speed tier. That still does solid amount of damage, but other dragons. Darkrai has probably had the biggest nerfs in the whole of Ubers this generation, with Dark Void being nerfed to 50%. Like yesterday, I saw Darkrai with Hypnosis. That's what it has resorted to use, Hypnosis. Like Darkrai has had a fall from grace in these recent times. And Arceus Electric and Arceus Steel, haven't seen much of them, but obviously they're here for a reason. Probably a support Arceus form, but as I think they're in C minus because of outclassed by ground and water Arceus forms, and their ground weakness doesn't help them either. Now we're moving on to D tier. D tier are the utterly unviable mons. I won't have much to say about these mons because they're really, really unviable. I'll just say I agree with why they're here and just say why they're bad. Arceus Bug. Do we really have to say anything about Arceus Bug? It's just trash. It's just utter trash. Even though it has a typing that can be, psychic and dark, just doesn't really have any damage or like any good bug stab moves to actually use apart from judgment. Its calm mindset is utterly outclassed by even the lower Arceus forms like electric and steel. Fighting, well, we have psychic types in the tier, so why would you want to use fighting? Arceus Fire, just utter trash. Weakness to Self Rocks and Arceus Water and Primal Kyogre being in the tier just doesn't do anything. Arceus Ice as well, fighting types as well, and just strong attackers in general doesn't do anything. Its calm mindset is utterly outclassed. Arceus Psychic, why use this thing when there's Mewtwo or Ultra Necrozma or any of the Necrozma forms in general? Why use this thing? Blaziken should have dropped to Uyu at this point. I don't see why this mon is in Ubers still. It just doesn't do anything. Deoxys outclassed by attack. Deoxys D outclassed by other bulky psychic types like Dustman. Genesect doesn't do much. Primal Groudon in the tier, Fire being its full-time weakness. This. No, I have nothing to say about regular Groudon. Like, no, you don't use it. You just don't. Mega Kangaskhan, fighting types, yet again, just destroy this thing. Musa, too strong for OU, but Ubers doesn't really find a niche at all. Sure, outspeeds the Oxus attack, but that's all it can do, really. So Galio and Reshiram, the last two ones in this viability ranking list. So Galio and Reshiram are outclassed by their respective side legendary forms. So Galio being outclassed by Dustmane or Crossbar, and Reshiram being outclassed by Q and Y. And that's all I have to say, guys, about the Uber's viability rankings. Thank you guys for watching this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, leave a like down below if you enjoyed this video, and comment down below if you agree with any of these like placements of the Pokemon, who should move up or who should move down. I really appreciate that. Check out my Twitter, link is down below in the description, just to see when the next video is gonna come out. And that I am going to upload the Ubers showdown video today later today, but I was planning on recording that first, but I was recording pretty early in the morning, so not a lot of people are on at this time because I obviously live in England and our time zone is probably ahead of like North America and everything. But yeah, yet again, guys, thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.